Hi, sport fans. I'm Seth Markzon. I'm here with right-handed pitcher from the Arizona Diamondbacks, Bronson Arroyo. Bronson's coming off he's 5 weeks into Tommy John surgery. What's that been like for you?
It's been a whole new experience. Like I said, I hadn't been hurt in 20 years. Signed in 1995, and hadn't missed a start in all that time. So to be shut down for almost an entire year has been a totally different process. Also, just dealing with therapy. I hadn't really had therapy on anything. I've had obviously treatment over my 20 years to stay healthy in the game. But as far as having something that was just so hardcore every day, trying to achieve different goals inside of this hurt arm has been definitely a new experience.
Yeah, many new things going on, especially coming to Arizona, working with a lot of young guys. How is that for you, being kind of the veteran on the roster and working with these young guys?
It's been, it's been a little different. I got used to it in Cincinnati because as years went on there, I was there for 8 seasons. I started off being kind of a younger guy on the team, and then eventually, you don't realize how fast it is and how young, the elite athletes in any sport are. The best players in the world almost in every sport are in their mid-20s, and so by the time you're 37, like I am, there's a bit of a disconnect sometimes with these guys. And for me, I've easily been able to communicate with the young guys, and so for me, it's nice to be around and be kind of a role model and explain to guys how it is that I survived 20 years without missing any games, and just trying to give them a little bit of insight of what it's like to even pitch in the playoffs and just all these different things that go on in the game that once you get to the major league level, the outside public would assume that you have it all under wraps, but there's just such a maturation process that comes along with being here at this level.
And certainly, to speak to your point, it seems like you really want to be a leader of this team in any clubhouse that you're in. Talk about the playoffs. Talk about this team being such a young team and injuries. You're injured, A.J. Pollock. We have Daniel Hudson coming back. Things are looking up for next year. How do you see that shaking up?
Yeah, we laugh about it sometimes in therapy because we've had pretty much, because now we got Paul Goldschmidt down there. We almost had an entire team sometimes down in therapy. We've got like 8 or 9 guys. We feel like we could field a big league team with our hurt staff. But next year, honestly, it's hard to really put any predictions on it because this year we thought we had a pretty good ball club. We obviously pulled Martin Prado out of this lineup, which I think hurts a little bit in some ways, and also we're probably going to miss Parra a little bit. We traded both those guys, so you just never really know. We have Tony La Russa now in the organization, and you don't know what his visions are. We know that he's going to play a big part in this organization coming up in the future, and so spring training next year will be a little interesting to see how they shake it up a bit. Also to see if we sign anybody in the offseason, and also guys like myself and Patrick Corbin and David Hernandez coming back and seeing how well we can do after having a Tommy John surgery.
My last question here. With the season going how it's been and the amount of games left, what's something that you could tell these players to keep them motivated and focused and to start strong going in, finishing this season and going into next season?
Yeah, I actually don't think that's that big of a problem on this ball club because we have so many guys playing right now that started off the year in AA, AAA that had no big league experience, that when you first get here and you realize, wow, everybody's hurt and I'm getting an opportunity to play every day, as our right fielder Peralta is, he's putting up great numbers and trying to establish himself in the game. And there's pressure there every day to try to perform well at this level if you haven't been here and you're totally cemented as a veteran player. So, I don't really think there's much to be said. These guys are going out every day and they know they're fighting for jobs next year because a lot of these positions that they're playing have had veteran guys that are going to be coming off the disabled list. So it's going to be a very competitive spring training, I think, and it's nice to see these guys get some opportunities because when you only play once in a blue moon, you're playing off the bench, it's very hard to prove yourself in this game, especially as a position player. And these guys being able to play, 5, 6 days a week now and just really show what they have with not as much pressure on their head as far as wins and losses, it's been nice.
Well, folks, you've heard it from the best of the best, Bronson Arroyo. We wish you a quick and speedy recovery, and we're all looking forward to seeing you pitch April 1.